So you mentioned you have had periods in your life where you felt burnt out, where you felt like your tank was on empty.
Mm-hmm.
In those situations, how did you get gas for your tank?
I had to recognize that the tank was empty and be okay with that. Then I had to start thinking about what got me to this point. What was I doing? Or better yet, what have I not been doing enough of to keep myself energized in a way that I can move forward? For me, that is prioritizing time for self-care. And whenever I say self-care, I kind of chuckle because it's a term that we hear a lot, but there is real merit to carving out time for yourself. Self-care, or self-love, as I like to call it, is non-negotiable. It's something that you do for yourself to help you to more effectively manage your stress, your feelings, your emotions. Something that I love to tell people is that, look, I get stressed. You get stressed, Dr. JB. We all get stressed. It's not about will stress come? Will stress happen? Yes, it happens, and it happens often. But it's about how can we effectively manage our response to the stress. That's what we can be in control over. So for me, when I carve out my self-care time, it's time for me to do some deep breathing exercises and time for me to do some yoga stretches and for me to journal, because I have to slow my mind down and give myself time and space to deal with the things that are bottled up inside of my heart, my head. Carving out time for yourself is so important. And it can't be something that you just do when you think about it. It has to be a standing calendar appointment with yourself. Put it on there. And it's not negotiable. Don't let someone put something in that time slot. Do whatever you want your self-care to be. Customize it to fit your needs and your interests. It doesn't have to be yoga. It doesn't have to be journaling. It can be anything you want it to be. But carving out time for consistent self-care is so important. And it's something that has allowed me to move from being frazzled to back to feeling like my fabulous self.
So it sounds like you're really in tune with yourself to know that things are misaligned. Have you always been this attuned, or how did you become more attuned to yourself?
I think I've always been attuned, but I didn't always listen. I heard what my body was telling me, the warning signs, the whistles, the alarms were going off, but I would just keep trying to plow ahead. But that's not sustainable, and it's not healthy, and it really doesn't always work. Now, I give myself more grace. I honestly do. And maybe that's something that has just come about as I've gotten a little bit older and wiser. But I give myself so much more grace now than I think I ever have in my life. When my body is telling me something, when my mind is telling me something, when I'm feeling wound up and about to snap, I say, okay, we need to examine this. What is happening? What did you not do that you needed to do for yourself this week? As a healthcare provider, we want to help serve others. That's a part of the training that we go through, but it's also a part of who we are as people. The work that we do in healthcare is not just about a paycheck. You have to really want to do this work because there's not enough money in the world to endure the sacrifices through the educational process, the things you have to put on hold sometimes in your personal life. You have to really want to do this work. It's really a calling. And that can be challenging because I want to help people, but I can't pour from an empty cup.
For us, by us, and just for us, this is Hope for Med.